Hello everyone and welcome to my story of how I made 60k gold in Classic. So a few months before the actual Classic launch, I decided to make my own server and practice by myself on how I could level efficiently all the way up to 22. And the moment I hit 22, I would swap to a respec and grind all the way up to 60 so I had some gold that I could invest. So the release happened and I rushed to 40. The moment I got my mount, I could actually decide to either just keep the gold for epic mount or I could start investing. And at that moment I bought a second account and placed a bank in Ironforge. And every time I had like 20-50 gold, I sent the gold to my alt and I would start investing my money. The investments I did was mainly buying cheap twink items for like 50 silver to 2 gold. And I had to store these items and wait for the price to go up. And like, instead of buying my epic mount, yeah, this was what I invested into. I also decided to buy epics because they were really cheap and people were desperate for money for their mount and skills. So some of them you could easily get for like 30 gold to like 100 gold. And I decided to store these for just a couple of weeks because the moment people actually had their mount and they were 60, they were gonna need these items because some of them were pre-rapists. Beside that, Flurry Axe wasn't really that useful for alliance, but if I sold it on the neutral auction house, I could get 2 to 3 times the amount of gold I paid. Alright, so I finally hit level 60 as one of the first guys on the server, but you guys probably do remember the set queues you always had to sit in, and for some servers there wasn't really any queues. And therefore I decided to swap for free to a new server, and on this server I would be pretty much the only level 60. I had already done like a couple of dungeons on my previous server before I transferred to Bloodbank, so my gear wasn't really that bad. And I decided to pick up Herbalism and get to 300 so I could start picking up Black Lotus. At this point the average level was around level 30 on my server, and the rest of the level 60s was actually only doing dungeons to focus on their pre-raid this gear. At 250 Black Lotus, I finally released my guide on how I farm. But at the same time I didn't have my epic mount because I still did investments into the twink stuff and the epic items. I kept farming and got to 1k Black Lotus. At this point I had an exam coming up soon, and I decided to unlearn herbalism so I could focus on my education. When I came back, the economy actually had grown and was way better, and I started to sell some of my junk items. The gold I made from my investments was spent on new items, so blue sapphires, arcane crystals, but also some epic items that was actually really expensive on some other servers. So the day I had been waiting for so long finally happened. Paid character transfer. I could now go from my low, medium populated server to a really high populated server where the economy was way better. I went to Ironforge and every day I spammed, I'm selling my epic items, I'm selling Black Lotuses. And after some weeks I actually managed to sell everything. And this is the last clip I have where I sell my last couple of Lotuses and where I hit 62k gold. This sadly marks the ending of my story. If you have any questions, you can always ask in a comment below the video. But as always, have a great day and I hope I will see you soon.